a crestfallen expression and a distant gaze. Have you looked at this image of Toni Kroos sitting on the bench to speculate on his thoughts and feelings after being substituted by coach Julian Nagelsmann? Perhaps he's quite disappointed, isn't he? Not disappointed with his team's result but disappointed in himself. Yes, Toni Kroos made an error last night. Specifically, the error occurred when he unfortunately missed a pass out of a total of 102 attempted passes. To put it lightly, it's been quite some time since we've seen Toni Kroos in the German national team jersey appearing on such a grand stage like the Euro. And immediately, Toni Kroos knew how to bring a different dynamic to Germany's midfield to ensure everyone remembers his name with an exceptionally top-notch performance. 100% accuracy in long passes, 100% success rate in dual tackles, 4 key passes creating scoring chances, and the highest passing accuracy rate in the past 44 years. It was an incredibly impressive showing by Toni Kroos last night. From the 10th minute of the opening match of UEFA Euro 2024 between the hosts Germany and Scotland, when the German Warriors were pressing forward with the intention of scoring early against their opponents, the difference was apparent with our main protagonist. Toni Kroos received the ball from the midfield area and observed quickly. He spotted Scotland captain Andy Robertson's positional mistake, as he hesitated to press high, leaving a significant gap for Joshua Kimmich on the right flank. Immediately, a skillfully executed pass with absolute precision in both direction and force was delivered to the Bayern Munich player. And as we know, Kimmich then made a pass into the edge of the penalty area for the promising young star Florian Wirtz to finish and open the scoring in the match. Just one example scenario, but it clearly speaks volumes about the vision and masterful passing ability of the 34-year-old German midfielder. Whether in the colors of Real Madrid over the past decade or even earlier with Bayern Munich, this has always been considered Toni Kroos' trademark strength. In the teams he has played for, Toni Kroos has always known how to prove himself as a top-tier midfield orchestrator, a heavyweight pulse counter that makes opponents somewhat fearful. With Toni Kroos on the field, Germany's midfield completely dominated over players like John McGinn, McGregor, and Scott McTominay from Scotland. According to statistics, Germany controlled the ball for 73% of the match duration this morning. It must be said that this figure demonstrates comprehensive midfield superiority for Germany. And the first sentence surely acts as the adhesive that binds together the top-tier connector named Toni Kroos. Opta's data and statistics after the match indicated that Toni Kroos, with 80 minutes spent striding across the Allianz Arena turf last night, utilized a plethora of outstanding statistics that very few midfielders worldwide can achieve in a single match. Moreover, Kroos successfully completed all 102 passes. Out of those, he successfully delivered the ball to his intended target 101 times. There was only one pass that went astray. Calculating it, the 34-year-old midfielder achieved a passing accuracy rate of 99%. It should be noted that, according to Opta's announcement, this is the highest passing accuracy recorded in a match since Euro 1980 for players making a minimum of 100 passes or more in a match. It should be known that Euro 1980 was also the first time Opta provided statistics, figures about football teams and players. Therefore, it could also be considered that Toni Kroos' heartbeat counter last night was the most accurate version since statistics were applied to the sport. Even looking at the first half of the match, Toni Kroos' passing accuracy rate reached an absolute level with all 55 passes being delivered accurately from the feet of the number 8 midfielder. Moreover, in this match, the player who had his 6th appearance in the Champions League also made a significant mark when he successfully executed 8 long passes, achieving a 100% success rate in long passes. Here is the corrected version of the paragraph. In addition, he was the player who touched the ball the most in the match with 107 touches and was the player who created the most scoring opportunities with 4 key passes executed. In this match with ball possession and aggressive attacks from Germany, Toni Kroos played a role similar to that of a left-leaning central midfielder, pushing high up in the team's playmaking. Here, he had plenty of space to comfortably showcase his strengths. At the same time, coach Julian Nagelsmann demonstrated his expertise by allowing Kroos to play deep because he knew Scotland feared that pressing high would expose them to Kroos' passing ability and exceptional vision. On social media X, UEFA's Football Association account described Toni Kroos' performance with one word after the match: mea astro, meaning a great conductor. Meanwhile, SB Nation likened the 34-year-old midfielder to a glove fitting snugly with the new playing style of the German national team. And that's true. Remember during the recent World Cup held in Qatar when the Real Madrid midfielder bid farewell to the team and was absent. Under coach Hansi Flick, Germany then became extremely stagnant in ball distribution and left behind disastrous performances in Qatar. Perhaps it was precisely because of realizing this that immediately after taking the hot seat, young coach Nagelsmann had to immediately contact Toni Kroos to persuade the 34-year-old midfielder to reverse his decision and return to wearing the national team jersey to participate in this year's Euro. And in reality, perhaps we can all see. Despite not scoring any goals or making any assists in Germany's opening match, Kroos was still rated as one of the best players in the game, contributing a particularly important and crucial effort to the opening victory for Europe's biggest football festival. Since agreeing to return to the national team after his contract with Real Madrid expired, the midfielder immediately showcased his importance, connecting the satellite players and solidifying Germany's cohesive gameplay. Looking ahead, this promises to be a pivotal factor in the success or failure of Germany's campaign. While Germany boasts strong and decisive defenders like Rudiger and skilled attackers like Florian Wirtz or Jamal Musiala, in midfield, the standout name is Toni Kroos. Here is the corrected version of the paragraph. However, in the midfield, the missing piece they simply called Toni Kroos. His premier quality lies in his rare ability to control the tempo and distribute the ball, especially in modern football. The role of those tasked with ball circulation and linking up surrounding satellites becomes increasingly crucial. Up front, Germany currently boasts a highly effective and dynamic forward line. In this scenario, Kroos, with his creative prowess, shoulders the important task of advancing play, poised to unleash cannons towards the opponent's goal. This was evident in the recent match, where players like Musiala and Florian Wirtz clearly benefited. Moreover, as the German team blends experienced players with promising young talents, Kroos also serves as a mentor both on the field and in the locker room. With decades of experience in top-tier tournaments, Kroos possesses the capability, understanding, and voice to help his younger teammates improve. Tony's final dance at major tournaments could be said to have kicked off with a magnificent start. Continuing his form from the UEFA Champions League, Toni Kroos is simply outstanding, world-class, and pivotal to Germany's hopes of reclaiming the crown after 28 years. At 34 years old, this is perhaps the pinnacle of Tony's career. And who knows, perhaps he will also achieve greatness for his nation and people.